the only purpose of man's sojourn on this earth is to seek God.
Then I can tell you all a secret which all of you know, but nobody knows, because each individual translates the secret as per their own understanding. This is called the open secret of spiritual knowledge. Yes, like you see the Bible, millions of people read the Bible, but each one has their own interpretation of the Bible. And nobody can tell the other, you're wrong and I'm right. No, this is my understanding of the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita, and that's your understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. So each one is right according to the degree of their evolution and the degree of their understanding of this subject which I am discussing today, called happiness. Everybody wants happiness. Some think that happiness you will get in Buddhism, so they join Zen Buddhism. Some people think you'll get happiness in Christianity, they join Christianity. Some people think they get happiness by being a Lutheran, and they join the Lutheran. They all are different pathways, you see. But I am not here to talk about happiness as much as I am to give you happiness. See, many people talk about it, but very few give it. Taking this word happiness, we will try to understand it by experiencing it. So therefore, I all want you to sort of drop your mind or set it aside and open your heart. It's a small group, and I'm giving you a foretaste of what this happiness will be in your life. When you take charge of your life. There are many books, on psychiatry and psychology and this thing. I am okay, you're okay, take charge of your life. Howdy, howdy, bowdy, bowdy. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. But what then? So what? They're from Venus, I'm from Mars. But then what? Oh, then, I don't know. Go to the next book. So you're going to read books, or you go to a restaurant, are you going to keep reading menu of the restaurants, or you're going to eat something? You're going to starve. So reading books is like reading the menu when you go to a restaurant. And experience is like eating the food. You must order from the menu and eat. So today we are here to order from the menu. You can't go to what's this, Ruby Tuesday. And you all know Ruby Tuesday? It's got very good salad and good food, right? It's this specialist shop. It's a specialist shoppy where you can eat to your liking, and they give you very good treatment. Freshly squeezed orange juice and good salad and everything and all that. So therefore, reading books is like reading the menu. Now we've been reading the menu in America for too long. High happiness, low happiness, sad happiness, joy happiness, this thing sauteed happiness, and all these different happiness with Parmesan cheese, happiness with so-and-so, you have all this happiness, death by chocolate, and all these, we are reading about happiness. I'm just giving you an example. But who's going to make you taste this? So I am here to serve you as a servant of humanity and to serve you happiness, which you will experience, provided you don't see the basic thing. When I'm transmitting a certain energy or a certain aspect of the divine love, you must not be too thinking, otherwise you'll get analysis paralysis. You've got your whole life to think and be paralyzed. Here, sit like a child of 5 and give it a good try. Give it a try. If the yogi is saying he's going to breathe through your breath, give it a try. I'll breathe through your breath. That's what I'm going to do today. And those of you who've been with me for long and have had this experience of me breathing through your breath. How many have had that experience? Raise your hands. So that's pretty good. So all of you have had it. I'm going to breathe the bliss in it for everyone. But the others will just get the long breath and you'll get the bliss as well. Okay? So you have to go deeper and deeper and deeper into this experiment of bliss. That's the crying need of the day. Because there is no bliss, there is no happiness. That could well be the cause of the extinction of the future humanity. Not the melting of the ice, but the emotional torment and the lack of happiness could be the cause of our own undoing, O humanity. Save yourselves. And it's very simple, I tell you. It's very simple. Be the architect of your own happiness. The secret lies in the breath. I'm not telling you be Christian or be Muslim or be Hindu or Buddhist. I'm telling you, be the architect of your own happiness. The secret lies in the breath. I'm not teaching you any anity, no Christianity, except humanity. I'm not teaching you any ism. I'm teaching you ness, happiness, isness. It's all about you. So the science of Kriya Yoga is the science of breath. It is not a religion or creed, dear brothers and sisters. It is a means whereby you can generate the bliss from within you. The answer lies within, not in anything. The answer lies within. Be the architect of your own happiness. The secret lies in your breath. Now you'll say, what do you mean? I am breathing already, but I'm not happy. I feel like a grumpy old doormat. I'm grumbling all the time and everybody's treading on me and passing here and there and ignoring me. That infuriates me. I'm a grumpy old fellow. But you see, the fountain of happiness lies within. Your problem is you're searching for happiness without. You just have to do one thing. Turn within. Look within. When you look for happiness without, you're bound to be dissatisfied. Because all things without are perishable, and when you look within, it is the spirit of your soul which is immortal. I'm not speaking holy or spiritual, mind you. I'm just trying to get to your depth of your consciousness. The nature of your inner being, the nature of the divine indweller which you call consciousness is happiness. So how do we tap this happiness which is within us? This is the message I have come to give you today. It is something deeper. It's about you. It's telling you of a science of Kundalini Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is the science of breath. Be the architect of your own happiness. The secret lies in your breath. By breathing rhythmically, your mind calms down. There is an intimate relationship between the mind and the breath. If you will see, why must you pay attention to me? Why must you be interested? Because this is not about rocket science, it's not about astronomy, it's not about climate change or real estate or money or drugs. It's none of these things. You should be interested because it's about you. Selfing into the self, it's about your well-being and your happiness. I'm not even talking about the general public or about God or angels or anything. I'm talking about you. You are your own God. You are your own angel. Awaken the God within you. Awake, O sleeping image of God, and manifest thy divinity. This should be the prayer. We get up every morning. Awake, O sleeping image of God, and manifest your divinity. A divinity will arise within you. So, getting to this point that the breath and the mind are intimately connected. If the breath is calm and slow, your thoughts which are monkeying around, the fidgety thoughts, the random thoughts will slowly subside if you do slow, deep breathing. It's the ancient science of yoga, a little chip of which Jane Fonda took and started some aerobic movement. It is nothing but pranayama. Then America started aerobic under Jane Fonda, it is from pranayama. Now there's a new movement, Paloti. Now Paloti is a form of yoga asanas. They just call it Paloti. So these are small deviations from the main source. So much so that people being crazy after new things, jumping after new events and a new fad, they forget the original, that the source lies there, and that source lies within you. So the science of breath is the original source for happiness. Now when you see that you are breathing calm and slow, your agitated thoughts become calm also. That means your breath is controlling your thoughts. And if you breathe, like before getting into the water, there's one person who came, we had gone to the Shasta retreat. And in the Shasta retreat, we went to a waterfall. And that waterfall, the water was sub-zero. So this chap he got his clothes out and all. And me and another guy, we also took our shirts out and all. We said, hey, but wait a minute, before getting in, let's ask this fellow who he is. So he says, I'm an international trainee of the this World Lifeguard and Life Saving Committee, and I swim the Alcatraz without a wetsuit every time. I said, okay, wait a minute. So he said, what are you doing? He said, this is the science of Indian pranayama, which we were taught to heat up the body and creating the inner fire. So he did that, and the fellow jumped into the water. Ice cold water. So I said, boy, this chap's been training night and day. We're coming swimming after a year and a half. You jump in, and it's done. Eternal happiness. So I said, we don't want eternal happiness, just we don't want to jump in and freeze your heart. So, all these things are done. When they do this, he was doing this heavy pranayama, and I said, what are you doing? He said, this is Agnisar, this is an Indian pranayama, which are taught to people in extreme conditions, taught to the army, taught to the astronauts, taught to all people who go under extreme conditions. So pranayama is getting very popular at the very, very high level, but the people don't know it. They call it aerobics. So this is not aerobics, it's nothing about the breath or heavy breathing. It's about the life force that moves your breath, the current of your soul. It's called prana or life energy. May the force be with you, says Yoda. How many are Yoda? Raise your hands. How many know Santa Claus? Raise your hands. How many know Mickey Mouse? Raise your hands. And now don't raise your hand. How many know Bush? Okay. So these guys are more popular. Now Yoda says, may the force be with you. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's just the words are put in his mouth in this Star Wars. The children see it. Excuse me, I'm not a fan of that, but my grandchildren see it, so I get to know some of this knowledge of Yoda and Star Wars and all that stuff. It's pretty interesting. Not knowing that people can really travel there in consciousness. People can really travel to outer space in your consciousness. You can travel at the speed of light. But you see the fault lying here. America's great, they've been to the moon. You can't take your luggage and baggage too long. They try to travel with body, and I salute them for landing on the moon. But beyond that, sir, it's going to get difficult. You've got to shed your body and travel in your consciousness. An awakened mind will take you there. People have already been there. So now when you see this, getting back to the point of consciousness and the life current and the prana, the breath. When you breathe slowly, your thoughts become slow. When you breathe agitated and fast, like that swimmer was breathing and he jumped it, your mind gets very alert, excited, and at any single thing it will pick up and your thoughts will be very alert. They'll start activated. Your thoughts will get very active. But by pranayama you can control them. Only thing, your thoughts are uncontrolled. With pranayama you can be alert with controlled thoughts, and the random human being's thoughts are uncontrolled. You cannot control them. Now, when you're sitting now this is the control of the breath over the mind. Now the control of the mind over the breath. If you sit at the evening sunset, calmly by the ocean side and watch the waves in the sunset, your mind takes on the form of the sunset and the waves and becomes calm. Then suddenly if you're told to get on a horse immediately and gallop because some bandits are behind you and you're going full force, come on, hurry up, hurry up. Your mind is very excited and nervous and agitated. So the activity of your mind, the activity when you're quarreling with someone, your mind is not calm. So your mind controls your breath. When you're quarreling with someone, your breath is heaving. When you're active and going on a horse, your breath is heaving. When you're sitting for meditation, your breath is calm. When you're sitting at the evening sunset, your breath is calm. So your mind controls your breath and your breath controls your mind. Have you understood?
Yes.
Therefore I say, be the architect of your own happiness. The secret lies in your breath. Because you cannot always control your mind by looking at a sunset. Mind is harder to control. The breath through the life force is physical. You see? So with your breath, you can control your mind. It becomes calm. That's why be the architect of your own happiness. The secret lies in your breath. First there will come a tranquility and then a happiness.